Hey, we're up. Oh.
Concrete, so the metal roof. So it's just destroying it. You get nothing.
It's just saying low quality, and it just created again. On the sideline HD live thing, we're not going to have much of a broadcast for this game. You want to go FaceTime? Okay. You with me, sweetie? Folks, if you can hear us, that means you are connected. But we can't guarantee our connection will remain. Check your YouTube, because I think we've got a good...
Game 3?
Yes.
Game 3. OMA Jr Mavs are about to face off against the Hyland Jaguars. I think I'll be calling them Jaguars throughout the call. They're in their dark jerseys. Mavericks are in their lights. We're at a different rink, another rink with horrible Wi-Fi connection here. A cap here in, what's the name of the city again?
Hyland Hills.
What's the name of the city we're in?
This is Westminster.
Westminster, Colorado. Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Can't rely on this guy.
Never said you could.
We've got a player on the bench named Rosario Caniglia that's suffering from a little bit of altitude sickness. Rosie is our goalie that started last game, and he got pulled out at the midway point for feeling ill during the middle of last game. He's in his warm-ups and on the bench with the coaches, and hopefully recovering quickly and currently due to the goal differential. Jaguars have been getting blown out pretty significantly compared to the Omaha Mavericks. Have been...
Well, they're actually, Matt, I just looked at the standings. The goal differential is the same at -8. I don't know why.
We're all tied up going into it?
Yeah, I guess so.
So we're tied. Okay. So I stand corrected. Goal differential's equal. We're a tied team. We're an equal pairing here. Hoping that the Mavericks have got their feet about them, and they're sick of these losses, and they're ready to redeem themselves here against the Jaguars. The last 5 seconds tick off the clock. Here comes a up front personal shot of the beast. And he truly is a beast. His size says it all. He fills up between the pipes with his glove blocker, and not so much his height and weight.
There are great fans, everybody.
But his agility and his tracking of the puck, as you saw in the last game, was by far stand out, and a lot of other goaltenders. So always ceases to impress me. Got some new shiny pads that fit the color scheme of the team. So looking for a good performance out of the Beast today. Nonetheless, we have no choice.
Oh, we could put you in goal.
That wouldn't be as good. I would take an ill Beast over.
And you're not 14U either. No offense. Maybe 16U.
The boys are going to collect on each other's teammates and scream out a war cry here. Big coaching moment between games for Bennett, Taz, and Sturba and Maresh. Court right, Will Allers. T-squared comes out to start the truck in the background here to jazz these boys up as the Mavericks and the Jaguars look to capture their first win for either of these teams in this tournament. I'm fired up. How about you? Here we go. It's hockey time. Maverick face-off win straight over to T-square. Quickly gains offensive zone. Pushes it towards the net into the corner. Court right first to it. Back to Bear. Bear back to Court right. Gets past him. Rings around the boards. T-squared's going to chase to the corner. Win the battle. Tries to feed it to the middle off of the skates of his teammate. Still behind. Court right ends up with it. Feeds it back to Bear. From the blue line. Fires well wide. T-square rebound. Softly out front. Whistle blows. as
got
the
knocked
net
off.
left its moorings.
Dang it.
And the first play stoppage as Courtright was squaring up for a rebound attack. 26 seconds into the game, and we're going to have our first line change. Out comes Heater, Stonebreaker, Taz on offense with Ike and the Bear, or Ike and the Boss on defense. Face off now in Jaguar territory. Jaguars win this one. Skated out of their own territory. Poke check by the Boss. A dump and chase by the Jaguars. Ike, can he get there first? Yes, he does. Bullied off the puck by 2 defenders. Pushed back the other way. Boss, nice job by Taz to one-touch it out of the zone. Jaguars push it back the other way. A back and forth game here in the neutral zone as Stonebreaker returns the favor, pushes it back into Jag territory. Mavs trying to gain the zone. They have to clear up. Heater will take possession, get it in the zone momentarily. Tangled up with a skater. Needs to drop his stick. Can't drop his stick, so he's going to get a penalty. Tangled up in a player. Jags still playing the puck. Mavs now just touching up. They're going to call Heater for the hole, they got the wrong guy. They're sending Patera. It was Heater.
No, Charlie's the guy going off.
Charlie's going off. It was Heater who had his stick tied up and he didn't drop it. So Patera's going to sit on behalf of Heater because the referee got the team wrong. So got the player wrong. So we're going to go 5-on-4. First penalty of the game. 12:43 left in the first. Stonebreaker. Jaguars dump it back in deep. The Boss retrieves behind his own. He's getting attacked quickly by the power play unit from the Jaguars. Stonebreaker gets hit hard from behind into the boards. Instant play stoppage. He bounced back up. Luckily, he fell to his knees before he went to the board, and that was a big, dangerous check. Hockey, puck drop. Fleming fires and scores! Allers feeds it directly back to Fleming off the face-off, and Fleming hits the net top shelf and puts the Mavs up 1-0 to start this game. 12:13 left in the first period.
Will Fleming's been battling a little bit of an illness, and you could tell a little bit. He just wasn't his usual self. And missed a couple of shots early in some games, but that was spot on, and what a good hard wrist shot.
So no man out of the box.
Nope.
They'll stay.
No, it'll stay 4-on-4 because it's even up. That was not a power play goal.
Correct. So Fleming needs to fall back here.
Oh boy.
Well, nonetheless, Mavericks get a lead for the first time in the tournament.
Yes. First time they scored first this tournament.
Allers and Schneider will stay out on offense. Fleming and Nandor out on defense as we drop the puck at center ice. Mavericks take their first lead of the tournament 1-0. Allers up to Schneider. Schneider loses control at half ice. Fleming tries to fire again. Whiffs it, goes cross ice. Schneider fakes backwards, fires wide of the net. Allers is going to get there first on the half wall. Stick handles past one. Can't barely just get past two. Fleming picks it up. He's going to circle, top of the circle, fires towards the net. Loose one in front.
Good tip.
Big kick saved by the goalie. Sends it over to the short wall. Nandor trying to charge. Jaguars dump it out of the zone. Picked up by Fleming on the red line. Clears it back in. No icing as Allers will be the forechecker to get there first. Allers touches up. Shake and bake. Courtright regains it in the corner. Feeds it back to Nandor. Can he get there? Oh, the soft tap back into the corner. Courtright still on his horse. Jaguars feed it out of the zone. 33 seconds left in the Maverick penalty. Nice long pass up the court right, mishandled. That one should be offsides. Not sure why a whistle didn't blow there. Here comes Keeney back around behind the net. Leaves it for Stoney. Stoney drops it back to Keeney once again. Got a forechecker for the Jaguars. Nice reverse check by Keeney. Creates some space. Over to Stonebreaker. Stonebreaker got a big attacker here for the Jaguars that are stalling this puck out from getting out of the zone. Courtright with a gentle hit from behind, gets nudged off the puck. Puck goes loose into Jaguar territory. Jaguars cross ice in their own zone. T-squared on the attack. stirs it up. They keep it in the
Nice.
zone. Nice job by Keeney guarding that blue line. T-squared on the attack. Forechecking deep in Jaguar territory. He wins. Circles it out to Bear. Bear is going to skate it in. Stumbles a little bit on court right. Puck goes deep around the horn behind the net again. Keeney picks it up at the blue line. Soft tap deep into the corner. T-square picks it up behind the net. 5-on-5 hockey has just started once again. Bear from the blue line. Bounces one in back deep. Court right from the corner. Feeds the middle, turned over by Jaguars, and they're going to skate it out of their own zone. Jaguars making their way through the neutral zone. Gain offensive territory, quickly poke checked and lose control. Puck over to the corner. Bear gets control, sauces it across the middle to Heater. Heater can't quite handle the pass. Jaguars come back the other way. That's Wyatt Tremaine that bounced it into the zone momentarily. Jaguars mishandle a pass. Bear picks it up. Soft dump up the board to Patera. He gets his stick lifted, and the puck will go loose into Jaguar territory once again. Jaguars try to reset.
Nice.
Patera uses his body to turn it over. Puck drifting towards the net, tied up along the side. Lots of players getting after it. Boss comes in off the blue line, can't quite handle it. Puck tied up in a Jaguar skate, comes out to the red line. Ike will take over. Works his way through the pack, top of the circle. Push to the dot, fires, and a big save by the Jaguar Tendy. Shuts the door and freezes the play at 9:04 left in the first period. 1-0, your Mavs in the lead. Out shooting the Jaguars 3-0, shots on goal. So 1-0 right now. Mavs in their first lead here this weekend. Allers. Who do we got out there? Patera,
Jack
we got
and
Sturba.
Charlie.
I'm sorry, that's Patera, that's Jack Davis. Jack gets it on the short wall. Tries to push it towards the middle, turned over by Jaguars. We got the boss and Ike on defense. Ike picks it up at the blue line. Soft tap to the middle, right through the slot, back into the corner. Jags get their stick lifted. Jack over to Allers, fires! Nice job with the feed from Jack Davis from the dot to the high slot where Allers had a great shooting lane and put one right in the chest, unfortunately, for a big goalie for the Jaguars that made the save there. This guy's a monster in the net for this Jaguar team. 8:43 left in the first. 1-0 Mavs in the lead. Face off in Jag territory. Stonebreaker pokes it ahead, can't get control of it. Here comes Nandor, works his way through the middle. Puck gets turned over, comes back out to neutral zone. Fleming back skates, bounces it off the glass, pushes it towards Jaguar territory. Jags resetting in their own zone. The tap ahead, gets through all the skates, goes behind the net. Fleming picks it up in his own zone. Fleming's got some forecheckers on the attack. Jaguars turn it over, work their way to the slot. A shot goes just wide of the net, over to the short wall. Heater gets the puck popped up and out of the zone. Jaguars trying to stop the direction momentum. Heater picks it up. Short wall feed to Taz. Taz, a nice soft pop fly right into the goalie's glove, forcing him to make some saves. Nice attacking and net crashing by the OMA Jr Mavericks. That stops the play, 7:58, still 1-0, Mavs in the lead.
Great feed, and as you said, Taz putting that on goal, making the goaltender make the save. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes you find the twine.
Tremaine on the face-off drop in Jaguar territory. Paxson leaves it for Sturba. Sturba works his way around the side of the net, whacking at it hard. Puck goes back behind. Now rung hard along the boards. Keeney can't quite pinch. Some help by Paxson by Tremaine. Fed up to Schneider. Schneider hits the brakes at the blue line. Mavericks forced to reset. They dump and chase. Puck off the side of the net. Now goes behind. Jaguars sauce it up. Can't quite get it out of the zone. Nice job by Tremaine. Tremaine to tie it up. Then the puck gets wrung out of the zone, forcing Keeney to go back and retrieve in his own territory. Keeney behind his own net. Easily shoves off an attacker. Trucks a man on the forecheck. Gets back up. Schneider comes in to pick up the loose puck. He's outnumbered by defense. One hand in net. Backhander towards the net. Rebound picked up by Jaguars. Jaguars on the short wall. Take a minute to reset as Mavs get their change on the fly. Jaguars through the neutral zone. Dump and chase. Foot race into Mavs corner. Ooh, hit the brakes and took himself out. Bear's able to come in, ringing around the boards to Courtright. Courtright's got a man on his back. Backhands it, nice middle pass. Then another one by Allers up to T-Squared. T-Squared gains the zone. Lots of defense. T-Squared sauces it to Allers. Nice one-timer. Rebound goes back behind the net. Courtright trying to get the control of it. Allers with a big shot. Goalie made a bigger save. Ike now. Soft touch over to Boss. Mavs reset again in their own zone. Boss, nice job changing direction. Off the boards up to Courtright. Courtright gets it out of the zone. Jaguars smash it back in. Courtright goes down hard. Gets hit from behind. He gets up slow, but getting up. Here comes Ike. Going into the territory, outnumbered. Feeds to the middle. Puck goes through the slot, and finally the Jaguars will touch up. Penalty. Coming up.
Yeah, against the Jaguars.
Should be on Jaguars for a big hit behind on where the roughing the call. 2 minutes on the Jaguars for a big hit from behind on Courtright. Courtright got up slowly, but made his own way to the bench.
Extra ice bags for Jake.
5-on-4 hockey again, Mav power play. Here we got Stonebreaker on the face-off drop. Jaguars tap it back out. Nandor leaves it for Fleming. Fleming fires, big glove save, loose puck in the slot. Jack can't quite get his tape on it. Jaguars change direction in their own end. Then they dump it all the way out and ice it to stop this play with 5:36 left in the first period. 1-0, Mavs in the lead. Mavs also on a power play for the next minute and 43 seconds. This face-off will come back down to Jaguar territory. Good pressure so far we've been seeing by the Omaha Mavericks. 8-0 the shots on goal in Mavericks' favor. Puck drops. Jaguars try to dump it out. It bounces over Nandor's stick. Patera retrieves. Patera circles on his own blue line. Stick handles past one, gains offensive territory. Trying the one-man show. Still circles behind the net. Takes a look, retrieves it on the short wall, feeds cross ice to Fleming. Fleming from the blue line, steps up, fires. Big save, Patera rebound, back into the chest again. Jack Davis stirring it up in the crease, getting shoved by the goalie and the Jaguar defenseman. Nice stirring the pot.
You know what I think is funny about that is you meet Jack Davis. He is the nicest, most mild-mannered kid, and to see him mixing it up in front of the net, you know his competitive juices are flowing in this one.
Just to get under the skin of your opponent and take them off their game. You know, coach is telling him just to stay right in the face of the goalie. Vinny Heater picks up the loose puck off the face-off drop. Bear feeds it back to Heater. Heater goes hard cross ice to Wyatt. Wyatt gets his stick tied up. Heater gets the loose puck, and that one gets batted off his tape. Nice job by Keeney to keep it into the zone. Sauces it up ahead. Heater can't quite reach it, but the puck goes deep in the corner. Heater retrieves his own, feeds it back to Bear. Bear fires right off the knee. Deflected over to Keeney. Keeney, top of the circle, shake and bake. Top of the slot, fires, and a big glove save by the Jaguar goaltender. 44 seconds left in the power play. Intense offensive barrage by the Omaha Jr Mavericks. 1-0, they're maintaining a lead and maintaining an 11-0 shots on goal attack onto these Hyland Jaguars. The boss and Ike comes out on defense. That's Schneider, that's Allers, and that's Sturba on offense. Ike fires it deep into the corner. Boss keeps it from coming out, dumps it in behind. Schneider on a forecheck. Battling two guys. Here comes Sturba to help. Puck comes loose out to the slot. Boss to Ike. Ike sauces it, gets deflected to the corner. Allers picks it up, sends it through the slot. A rebound, and it just goes wide. Sturba rings it around the boards to Ike. Ike skates it up the short wall, cuts to the middle from the slot, right through all the legs. Allers picks it up at the opposite short wall. Puck gets deflected. Now tip back past the boss. Jaguars fire one well wide of the net. Allers picks it up. He's got a skating lane. Dodges one, pushes it up to Courtright. Courtright dodges one, gets bodied off the puck. Jaguars send it in deep. Ike forced to retrieve. Got an attacker, changes directions. It's a turnover. Jaguars from the corner. Nice job by Ike to recover. Jaguars trying to get it again. Lost one just off the side of the net. Boss, pop fly up to T-squared. T-squared, trying to get it around the boards. Can't. We'll get it off sides that came from deep in the neutral zone, so a center ice face-off. 3:23 left in the first. 1-0, your Mavericks in the lead. Out shooting the Jaguars 12-0 so far in this first period.
It's kind of a boring game for Beast back there, Matt. He hasn't really seen a lot of action even around his net.
After 2 losses, the Mavericks will take it. Nice pitch up ahead to court right. Court right from the dot. Muscled off the puck hard. Pops right back up. Puck is in his corner. Fleming keeps it from coming out. Fires it. Forces the goalie to make an awkward save. Nandor steps up from the blue line. Skates it into the corner. Soft sauce pass through the crease. Fleming fires it back towards the net again. Intercepted by Jaguars, and they skate it through the neutral zone. The dump and chase. Wide of the net. Icing's waved off. Jaguars first one's to it. Beast is sprawling, lost his feeding. Here comes Jack Davis. Jack through the neutral zone. Getting mean mugged by a smaller skater. He's going to stay with it in the corner. Jack still with the puck. Feeds it back to Nandor. Nandor gets it tapped off of his skate. Tape. He stays with it. Jack on his horse in the corner. Gonna win the battle, feeds it through the slot, and Jaguars dump it all the way down. This one should be an ice. Stops the play at 2-2-2, left in the 1 period. 1-0 Mavs in the lead. Out comes, well, I guess we got our full complete line change. It's Tremaine, Patera, Jack Davis on offense. It's the Bear and Keeney on defense. It's a face-off in Jaguar territory. Tremaine, the birthday boy. Here we go, Wyatt Tremaine. You need to see this big win. Dumps it straight back and splits his own D. Bear in a foot race. Backhands it back, offsides, Jaguars, as that was an intense foot race there. That Bear was able to win and backhand it gently out of the zone and create an offsides. 2:14 left in the first. Neutral zone face-off coming up. Same legs remain on the ice. Puck drop. Puck goes loose into Mavs territory. Bear in his own corner. Lots of attackers, avoids one. Jack Davis up the wall to Patera. Patera gets out skated, nudged off the puck. Jaguars reset in their own territory. Lose control. Keeney changes direction, goes off the board to Jack. Jaguars tap it back in offensive territory. Bear picks it up in his corner, rings it around behind to Keeney. Keeney has to hustle to it, avoids a check. Puck comes off the short wall onto, not quite onto Patera's tape. Jaguars get control in Mavs territory. Nice job by Bear to stir it up. Big Patera, reverse check. Battle along the short wall. Wyatt Tremaine pops out with a one-on-one. Wyatt loses control. Patera gets in, fires, and it gets deflected up into the netting. Nice turnover right at the blue line, and a great attack by Wyatt and Patera to create a good scoring chance for the Omaha Mavericks once again.
Yeah, he was going top corner on that gloved side, and just getting a piece of it. I think the goaltender just steered to the screen.
Taz, Allers, Peter out there on offense. Ike dumps it in deep in the slot. Taz couldn't quite get it backhand, and the goalie swallows it up. 2 big shots within a matter of 2 seconds from Taz and Heater right in the slot after Ike won one at the net. We'll have another face-off in Jaguar territory. Aller squaring up. The tap ahead, a neutral face-off win comes back to the boss. Boss sidesteps, pushes it gently up to Heater. Heater in a quarter battle, comes out with it, changes direction, back into the corner. He's got a big attacker, now 2 attackers on him. Allers picks up the loose puck off the short wall. He's got a shooting lane, fires, big blocker save. Puck behind the net, now crept up along the side, and the goalie was able to fall on it and swallow it up. 51 seconds left in the first. 1-0, your Mavs in the lead. 16-0, the shots on goal by the Omaha Mavericks.
Yeah, that's it's hard to believe, but let's face it, the action has been tilted in this direction the entire period. It's hard to mount any offense when you're always playing defense.
Great clean face-off win over to Paxson. Paxson ties up his guy, gets pinched in the corner. Jaguars come out of the corner with it. They skate it out of the zone. Nice shoulder by Nandor. Creates a turnover. Stoney's forced to pick up a loose puck in his own. Jaguars trying to create the turnover behind the net, though. Fleming comes in to help, picks it up, gets it batted off of his tape at the short wall. Stoney comes in, pitchforks it back. Blue line Jaguar bats it towards the net, goes wide. Nandor picks it up behind his own goal line. Long pass, one-touch Sturba. Tried to find Paxson. And here comes Fleming with some momentum. Lots of defensive attackers. Little back and forth. Ping pong going on in the neutral zone here. Fleming puts on the brakes. Nandor up to Paxson. Paxson just trying to get on sides as Courtright was in the middle there, ready to make the attack once again. That's the end of our first period.
How about these great
1-0.
Maverick fans? Woo!
Mavericks in the first lead of the tournament. There's a good shot of the crowd. Finally, we're getting a decent signal. We're able to wander around the crowd a little bit and give you a shot of some of the fans here in Colorado.
Moms, dads, grandmas are here. Everybody's here.
Yeah, somebody shared a special Wi-Fi here, so we're able to actually get a signal. Yep. I'll remind you again, we got different tournament rules here. These are 14-minute periods. Stop clock for this tournament here in Colorado we're playing. The boys used to playing 12-minute periods, so they're getting lots of action. I'd like to make an announcement here and recognize some of our sponsorships that we get for the Omaha Junior Mavericks. First and foremost, thank you to one of our new sponsors, Charleston Homes. Charleston Homes providing the best home building experience in Omaha since 2007. Charleston Homes also has their own in-house warranty team to take care of homeowners after closing. Thank you, Charleston Homes, for your support of the Omaha Junior Mavericks. And thank you, Grandpa Joe Chalin Tax Service, our new sponsor, for supporting the Omaha Junior Mavericks. And Cottonwood Salon and Suites. We've got 3 full sponsors and a lot of support from folks at home cheering and allowing your grandkids and kids. Sorry you couldn't make it. Appreciating all the support you do, cheering and supporting your player from home.
Matt, we made a lot about the shots on goal total. 16-0 after the first period in favor of the Junior Mavericks. It's still just a 1-0 game. And all it takes is a bad bounce for this thing to be tied. They got to keep the foot on the gas the way they have been and see if they can stretch that lead here in the second period.
We say it 100 times, next goal's a big one.
Right.
1-goal game is not very much, so this is it.
I think that's going to be kind of the way the season is for the Junior Mavericks. They're not going to really go around blowing people out. Every game's going to be tight.
A little back and forth in the neutral zone off the face-off drop, and then Jaguars taken into the zone, quickly tapped off by the Bear. Puck race into the corner, Bear staying on the attack. T-Squared gets nudged off the puck. Jaguars come out, turned over by T-Squared. Lots of defensemen. T-Squared doing a good job. Courtright picks up a loose one. Taps it towards the net. That one goes to the side. T-Squared hit from behind. Courtright tries to poke the puck free. Loose over to the short wall of Jaguar territory. They're skating out of the zone. 3-on-3 back into Omaha territory. A shot right off the blocker of the Beast. Back to the corner, flings one through the slot, loose out to the blue line. Nice attack, T-Squared in a foot race back into Jaguar territory. T-Squared, whoa, big hit, not so much from behind. Tremaine coming in to help out. Jaguars pick it up, big pop fly into Mavs territory.
That's gotta be nice.
Icing is waved off. Mavericks gently tap it up the wall and out. Here comes Patera off the bench. Patera's got a shooting lane from the bottom of the circle. Whiffs on the shot, chasing his own rebound around the horn. Tries to feed Jack in the middle. Can't quite handle the pass. Jaguars feed it up the short wall. Davis stops it. Bear has the deke one to defend it. Turns it over to Ike. Ike dumps it in deep. No Maverick attacker. Comes back out to Ike by the Jaguars. Ike attacking it himself on the short wall. Playing offense and defense here.
Get in there.
Jaguars feed it wildly out of the zone. Bear forced to pick it up at his own blue line. Over to Ike. Ike, the one touch through traffic. Patera's able to take it into territory. off the wall. Jaguars take it off of his tape. Allers gets the opportunity. Fires one rink wide over to Heater in the opposite corner. Heater up to the Boss. Boss mishandles the shot slightly. Jaguars are able to skate it out of their own zone. Heater stirs it up. Quickly jams it back the other direction. Boss tries to go cross ice. The Bear can't. Turnover. And nice save by Ike, but a bouncing puck through the slot still. Ike feeds it out of the slot safely, but the Jaguars feed it back in deep. Ike rings it around the boards, trying to get it to Heater. Heater tied up at the blue line. It's a sword fight. Heater pulls it off the wall. Heater gaining speed through the neutral zone. A 2-on-1 coming this way. Heater softly taps it, gets deflected back behind. Jaguars pick it up behind their own net. Long pass, stirred up, offsides as Stonebreaker intercepted the pass and stops the play at 11 minutes and 9 seconds left in the second period. 1-0, Mavs still in the lead.
Vinny was coming down the left side, but he's a right-handed shot. He wanted to be a left-handed shot there just so he had an opportunity maybe to make that pass to Charlie Patera. He didn't get much on it, unfortunately, just because he was playing it off the backhand.
Taz, Stonebreaker, Heater out on the neutral zone face-off drop. One back to Fleming. Fleming feeds it in hard. Heater on his horse to win the puck race in the short wall. Gets past him, although Nandor kept it in deep. Sauce pass, bounces over everybody's stick and tape. Nice shot by Fleming. Big stick saved by the Jaguars' Tendy. Nandor comes in, feeds it back to the slot. Puck's getting kicked to the side.
That's it, Vinny.
Now loose puck back behind the goal line again. Comes rung around the boards out to Fleming. Fleming mishandles. Jaguars coming out. 3-on-3 coming into Maverick territory. Shot. Beast with a big blocker save. Nandor bats it with his glove back down to the ice. Fleming picks up the loose puck from behind his own net. Gains speed through the neutral zone. Big hard pass to Heater. Heater can't thread the needle through skates to keep the puck moving forward.
Good smart
They end
play.
up dumping and changing. Out comes Paxton Schneider with momentum. Fleming picks it up at the blue line, fires one, forces a save, open net, batted to the side before Schneider could get there. Tied up along the short wall. Sturba, soft dump into the corner. Jaguars dumping around the horn. Wyatt Tremaine keeps it in deep. Sturba's the first one to it behind the net. Comes out in front, feeds it through the slot. Here comes Nandor, fires it right off the side of the net. Jaguars. Desperate dump back to Fleming. Tries the deflection. Schneider push it behind. Sturba, first one to it. Tangled up in the corner. Jaguars push it up the short wall. Kept in deep by Nandor. Jaguars forced to retrieve behind their own net. This one will get launched out of the zone, and that'll be an icing, stopping the clock at 9:24 left in the second period. Your Mavs still in the lead. Now, we started the second period with no shots on goal from the Jaguars. They now have 3. 18-3, the shots on goal. Mavericks with a dominating lead on the attack, but only a 1-0 lead. So anybody's game, but definitely some terrific offense by the Omaha Junior Mavericks. Jaguars dump it out of their zone, force the Mavericks to reset. Bear returns the favor. That one not quite on sides. And we'll have another play stoppage at 9:15 left in the second. Partial line change here. We got Allers. We got Jack Davis. Nope, Allers is going to change for Stonebreaker. So we'll have Stoney, Jack Davis, and Patera out there on offense. We'll have the Bear and Keeney on defense. Keeney picks up the face-off win, tries to fire it in hard. Lots of legs in the way. We get a little back and forth in the neutral zone momentarily before it comes in to Maverick territory. Nice force to the corner. Jaguars trying to get it out to the slot. They're the first one to it in the opposite corner. A sauce to the middle, intercepted by Stoney. Stoney up to Patera. Patera, 2-on-2 into Jaguar territory. Forced to the boards. Feeds the middle. Davis can't quite get his stick on it. Puck to the opposite wall. Jaguars try to feed it out of their zone. Nice touch by Keeney to keep it in. Jaguars now skated out of their own zone. Pass to the center. They dump and chase, or they dump and change. No, their chaser gets there first. Jack Davis pushing it up the short wall. Defense for the Jaguars keeps it in. Tries to feed the middle. Stirred up there right at the blue line. Going back and forth. Jaguars come out with it. Nice poke check by the Bear. Sends it to the corner. Bear trying to just bump his man off the puck. Loose puck behind the net. Jaguars dump it out to their blue line. Jaguars keep it deep into Mavs territory. They feed it out from behind the net. Now at the short ball. Back to their blue line. Fires from the blue line. A big shot and a bigger save by the Beast. The Bear picks up the loose rebound. He'll fire it hard around the short wall. Jack Davis can't get there first. Stoney pokes it out of the zone, though, and forces Jaguars to reset. Some back and forth in the neutral zone. Jaguars resetting here as they try to go cross ice with a pass, stirred up by Patera. Keeney picks up the loose puck, backhands it gently up to Patera, gets turned over once again. Mavericks now reset in their own territory. Long, nice pass up to Heater. Heater just handles it right out of his hands. Comes back to Bear. Bear has a moment. Soft touch up to Heater. Heater trying to gain territory. He does. Circles to the middle. 3 attackers. Can't quite get his shot off. He's still stumbling with the puck behind the net. Feeds it quick back to the Bear. Bear mishandles another puck race. And Bear gets there first. The attacker out skates him, though, and takes the puck. Bear, a hit, bodies his man off the puck. No penalty on the play. Nice shoulder to shoulder. Just a gentle push from behind. Jaguars bring it out into the neutral zone territory. Reset. Lose control. Tremaine taps it into Jaguar territory. Heater will pick up a loose puck. And we keep playing ping pong here on the red line with both teams. Jaguars send that one up through the neutral zone. Stalls out for Bear to get at the top of his own circle. Long pop fly off the leg of a Jaguar. Stops it from being an icing. 2 forecheckers from the Mavs. Jaguars go cross ice with the pass. Jaguars outnumbered by defense. 2 on 4 here.
Oh, look out.
Peter came into the boards with too much momentum. He lost control and sent another player headfirst into the boards. He sent himself headfirst into the boards as well.
They both got shaken up on that one.
Lost control. I'm not sure if, they're likely going to call Heater. That was unintentional. He feels bad, and he also got shaken up really bad.
Hitting from behind, call.
Could tell Heater was at least trying to put on the brakes. He knew that was going to be a bad hit, and he just lost his edge and put himself into the boards at the same time. So his head is hurting, and his heart's a little sore from sending a smaller player head first into the boards as well. So penalty, the first penalty for the OMA Jr Mavericks. Jaguars will get a 5-on-4 here for 2 minutes, and the clock is running. So now it's only a minute 58 penalty. So that's good for us.
I think we need to reset that.
Face-off in Mav territory. A neutral face-off win that Allers is able to pick up. Touch up ahead to Paxson. Paxson's got some speed, short-handed. Gets robbed from behind. Allers picks up the loose puck and puts it into the net. A short-handed goal by Will Allers and Paxson Schneider. Allers wins the face-off, pushes it up to Paxson. Paxson turns on the burners, gets it taken off of his tape, and it gently cruised into the slot right where Allers was crashing the net and taking out the trash. 2-0.
That's a shorthanded goal in back-to-back games. We forget Stoney's breakaway was shorthanded. Here's a tough bounce, though, for Ike.
Beast with a big save after a lost footing by Ike. A win off of the Jaguars face-off, and Beast was able to maintain a big save there for the Omaha Mavericks. Paxson Schneider clears it out of the zone. Ice, that's a good play there. Stops the clock. Mavs still down a man, 5-on-4 for this penalty.
That large exhale you heard, I don't know whose was larger, Will's or mine, because that's his first goal of the year, and they've been weighing on him a little bit. So
let's hear it for Will.
He was happy to get that thing through, and but really, you talked about it. Paxson did great work to muscle that thing to the net and get it on goal, force the goalie to make the save, and the rebound was there for Will to pop in.
Jaguars pick up a loose puck in the corner. They're on the power play. They ring it around the short wall to their own defense. They keep it in. Soft touch up, and that one gets blocked by Fleming. Now a little help from Stonebreaker gets it out of the zone. 1 minute and 5 seconds left in the penalty for the Omaha Mavericks. Nice stir up by Fleming. A pitchfork by Stoney. Can't quite get it moving the other direction, but they keep it from getting into their zone nonetheless, till finally Jaguars desperately dump it to get it in. Nandor trying to protect in his corner. Jaguars try to go to the center. Fleming, and a nice pop fly. Will this one stall out? No, that one's going to be an icing.
You need to put some backspin on that one.
Yeah, a little English. 41 seconds left in the penalty for the Omaha Mavericks. 4:52 the time left in the second period. 2-0, your Maverick lead. And a face-off comes back down to Maverick territory. This time we'll have Allers and Schneider, the dynamic duo that got that last goal, out on this face-off drop. Tied up in some skates for a moment, then Jaguars back to their blue line. The defense pushes it ahead. They come off the wall with it, stirred up at the slot. A backhanded big save by Beast. Jaguars pick it up behind Mavericks net.
Wow.
Feed it back out to the circle. A big save by Beast again. Schneider bounces it off the board. A puck race back into Jaguar territory. Snyder almost creating a turnover. A hustle by Bear, and now we got a 2-on-1 by the Jaguars. Tries to feed the middle. Great footwork by Keeney. Bear picks up the centering pass. From the corner, rings it around the wall. Allers, can he get there? Stirs it up a little bit. The penalty has expired. We're 5-on-5 hockey. Bear gets to the corner first. Pushes it up ahead to Schneider. Schneider making his way into the zone. Across the middle, fires on net. Big save by the Jaguar Tendy. Stops the clock at 3:54 left in the second period. 2-0, your Mavs in the lead. Now we're 5-on-5. Now we got some fresh legs out there. Jack Davis, Charlie Patera, and Wyatt Tremaine, I believe. Nope, Roman Stonebreaker on the face-off drop. We got the Boss and Ike on defense. Face-off in Jaguar territory. Pitchforks it back to Ike, doesn't keep it into the zone. Forced to circle, regroup in neutral zone. Fires one at his coach, Sturba.
Oh, geez.
Boy, she almost took one right off the eyelashes there. Good thing she turned her head. That one was coming right at her. So just to keep the coach on her toes, that one's going to be a neutral zone face-off now. Stoney gets tied up. Little help from Jack Davis. He launches it in deep. Patera on the forecheck. Jaguars get there first. They mishandle. Patera pulls it off the wall, skates to the middle. Stonebreaker fires. Big goalie save. Jack Davis, a net crash. And lots of Jaguars there to protect the Tendy from Jack Davis this time. Oh, the old pot stirrer, Jack Davis himself. We love to see him in the crease, and he doesn't mind staying right there. 3:30 left in the second. Another face-off in Jaguar territory. Puck goes to the corner. Rung up around the short wall. Boss goes across the slot off to the other corner. Patera gets there first, circles behind the net, tries to get through skates, the wraparound. Shot save. Puck goes loose behind. Jaguars pick it up behind their own. Long launch out. Can't quite get it through Stoney's feet, though. Stoney keeps it in. Jaguars pick it up in their own end, lose control slightly. Ike coming in, loses his edge. Jaguars able to just kick it out of their own zone into Mavs territory. Boss, soft pitch up to Patera. Patera gaining speed through the neutral zone, outnumbered by attackers. He drops the puck on the blue line. Stoney, gentle pitchfork into the zone on the short wall, trying to get it deeper in. He does. Drops the puck in the corner. Nothing but Jaguars to pick it up. They feed it around the horn to Ike. Ike cross ice to Boss. Boss fires from the top of the circle. Big save by the Tendy. And he'll freeze that one with 2:34 left in the second period. 2-2, your Mavs still in the lead.
Go White!
And a dominating shooting event for the Mavs. They're out shooting these Jaguars 22-8 with only 2-goal lead. Face off now again in Jaguar territory. T-squared. That's
T-squared, that's Tremaine.
Tremaine and Courtright on the offensive face-off drop in. And a bullying face-off win by the Mavs. Send it in deep. T-squared going to go to the corner, get there. Changing direction on the short wall, pulls it off the short wall, outnumbered by attacker, still got the puck, stick handling. Here comes Wyatt, pushes it to the other corner. Can Courtright get there first? Nice attack stick by Courtright, but he can't take out the bigger man. Wyatt trying to get a birthday shot off and can't quite get it through traffic. Comes back out to the red line. They clear out of the zone and then pop it right back in. T-squared on the attack with Courtright. Jaguars ringing around the horn. Nandor does a good job of keeping it in. Jaguars ringing around the other side. Fleming picks it up at the blue line, fires, bounces off a stick, picked up by Jaguars. They pass it ahead to try and get it out of the zone. Stalled out by Wyatt at the red line, but Jaguars getting into Mav territory. In comes Fleming, a pitchfork at the Beast, and he's able to track it right into his trapper. 1:38 left in the second. Beast freezes the puck and prevents a goal for the Jaguars, keeping it 2-0 for these Omaha Mavs. The fresh legs are Sturba, Allers, and Paxton Schneider. The Bear and Keeney out on defense. Face off in Mav territory. A shot wide of the net by the Jaguars right off the face-off draw. Davis, the Bear rings it wild around behind his own net. Allers works it around the short wall, but Jaguars keep it in once again. Bear, hot fly backhand out of the zone. Jaguars push it right back in. Bear, this one's a high, lofty one off the boards, up to Sturba. Sturba couldn't quite maintain control. Allers can't quite keep it from coming out of the zone. And that one will be a play stoppage at 1:09 left in the second period and a neutral zone face-off for an offsides. Sturba's gonna change out with Taz, Allers, Schneider. Keeney and the Bear will remain. Jaguars with a face-off win, forcing their way through the neutral zone. Big turnover by Keeney. Keeney getting bullied from behind, but keeping the puck going into offensive territory. Puck goes to the corner, tries to feed it through the slot. Nobody's there. Bear steps up from the blue line, fires. Big goalie save. Loose puck in the slot. Jaguars pick it up. Board pass. Keeney, soft touch up to Allers. Jaguars get it along the short wall. Allers pushes it towards the circle, and we got some back and forth here in Jaguar territory. Jaguars struggling to get it out of their zone. Nice job by Allers to keep it in. Soft touch over to Paxton. Shot. Big save. Goalie's going to fall on it and swallow it up. Big turnover here by Allers. Nice job just forechecking and protecting the line by keeping the puck in the offensive attack zone.
Led for another shot on goal, which is what you're trying to do. Just continue to pump that puck on goal.
That was the Allers and Schneider team again, and those two are just making themselves known in an offensive way here this game. 30 seconds left in the second. Puck comes loose back to the boss on the blue line. Sauced up to Jack Davis on the short wall. He's taking on two guys there as Jaguars poke it out of the zone. Ike picks it up at his own at the center ice. Soft touch into the zone. Jaguars tap it right back out. Jack Davis in the neutral zone. Soft touch up to Ike. Ike gaining territory, pushed to the wall. Coming out on the goal line, tries to get a nice backhander on the short side, and the goalie was able to shut the door right at the buzzer to end the second period. 2-0, Mavs in the lead. You got some announcements that you'd like to make, Dave?
Sure, I can do that. Where am I here? Hang on, yeah.
Walk the crowd here a second.
Yeah, I want to also
hey, look at this big fan. Oh,
take another opportunity to.
Hey, let's hear it for hockey.
Hyland Salon Suites.
Let's hear it for Mav.
Sponsor of Omaha
Woo!
Junior Mavericks.
Who's your favorite
and
Mav?
Red. Also, our thanks to Charleston Homes, providing the best home building experience in Omaha since
Woo!
2007.
Some local fans.
They are Omaha's builder, voted number one
Don't
best
forget
of
these
Omaha
fans down here.
2020.
Cheap seats. All
As well as Joe Taylor
right.
Tax Service. Vinny's Grandpa Joe
Woo,
donating
Mavericks.
to the Omaha.
Tickets are far and
Junior
few
Mavericks
between here.
and
You got to
Reds.
get in where you can.
And we thank those folks for their support and invite you to support the Junior Mavericks if
This crowd
you
is
feel so
roaring and
inclined.
ready to go. We got a couple over here too. If you haven't seen your family members here, hopefully I'm getting shots of everybody. Sorry, Dave, I interrupted.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Shots 24-9 after 2 periods of play. I believe it was 16-0 after 1. So that's actually a 9-8 shot advantage for the Jaguars in the second period. But where it counts, Junior Mavericks able to add to their lead. Goals this afternoon from Will Fleming and Will Allers. And it's 2-0 as we head to the third.
Patera, Stonebreaker, Jack Davis on the face-off draw. Jaguars come out with it, try to gain territory, stood up quickly by Ike, and an offsides on the blue line as Ike stood up his man right as he crossed the zone.
You know, for the Junior Mavericks, they're playing with a lead here in the third period. They want to make things difficult on the Jaguars, make them go 200 feet every time they've got that puck. And they've got to just play smart. If there's nothing there, get it deep and bang and crash and go try to get it back.
Jaguars with a dump and chase. Ike on his horse to get there first. Jaguars kind of touch up first on it, creates a corner battle there with Ike. Sword fighting in the corner, now 5 players, and out comes Patera with it. He loses it quickly before he can get to the blue line. Jaguars dump it in deep behind the goal line. Boss gets there first. He gets shouldered off the puck. Stoney comes in, soft touch to Jack Davis. He gets muscled from behind. Jaguars push it towards the middle. Ike muscles his man off the puck. Boss loses it over to Stoney. Stoney up to Jack. Jack, nice touch off the boards. Regains control. Top of the circle, fires. Stick saved by the Tendy. Puck behind the net, rung around the boards by the Jaguars. Jaguars will carry it out of their own zone. Jaguars gaining speed through the neutral zone. A shot and a body block by the Boss. Shoved to the board, quickly brought out towards the middle, stumbles through the slot and goes loose to the other corner. Jaguars feed it around behind the net. Jaguars pick up the loose puck on the short wall. Boss playing some defense. Stoney coming in to help. Feeding it up the short wall. Jack Davis feeding it cross ice to Patera. Patera, one man to beat. Gets his feet taken out from underneath him. Hits the ice hard, staying down. No penalty on the call. Jaguars get control. Big turnover by Tremaine. Here he comes. Top of the circle. Feeds Patera. Patera loses it. Courtright picks it up from the circle. Shot. Big save. Loose puck still. Fleming gets his shot. Block. Kick back out. And that one gets fired out of the zone. Nandor is going to hustle back to it, but that's going to be an icing call and stop the play. 12-16 left in the game. Man, a lot of action there in that last 30 seconds. Patera getting his skates taken out from under him. And then the birthday boy getting a nice charge onto the net and feed over to Patera for a shot on goal. Courtright getting an attempt there as well. Face off in Jaguar territory. Tangled up in skates again. Jaguars batted out of the zone to Fleming. Fleming able to keep control. Push it in, but Courtright just couldn't quite ink his way out and save it from being offsides. Courtright, Tremaine, T-squared on the offense with Nandor and Fleming on defense. Neutral zone face-off, 12:07 left in the game. Go back and forth on the blue line. Mavericks. Courtright gets it into the zone, backhand deep into the corner. T-squared on the attack. Jaguars ringing around the boards. Fleming wings one off the goalie's tape. Jake with the no-look back to Nandor. Nandor dumps it around the horn. T-square trying to catch up with it. Jaguars ring it out of the zone. That should be another ice. Stopping the clock at 11:40 left in the game now.
Well, the Jaguars not doing themselves any favors with these icings because they're now forced into these defensive zone face-offs, and it's also killing time off the clock, Matt.
And out comes one of our best face-off men, Will Allers. This guy's got one of the highest face-off percentage wins for the Omaha Mavericks.
You jinxed him. Nope.
Won it back to Bear. Bear dumps it in deep. Rings it around the horn. Sturba gonna try and get there. Pinches it on the short wall. Schneider to help. Keeney's gonna push it back in deep as well. Jaguars get it behind their own net. Push it up to the short wall. Bear collects at the blue line. Fires it on net. Blocker save. Comes Schneider. Gets bullied off the puck. Sturba pushes it towards the middle. Nice soft touch by Allers towards the goalie. Goalie's able to make an easy save. 11:11 left in the game. 2-0. Your Mavs in the lead. Fresh legs coming out. Well, at least one set of fresh legs. That'll be Taz. And so you got Allers, Schneider, and Taz on offense with Keeney and the Bear on defense. Face off in Jaguar territory. Jaguars win it back to their own corner, but quickly Schneider comes in and steals the puck. Schneider in a corner battle, outnumbered. Taz comes in to help. Taz creating the turnover. Gets hit hard, sent down, forcing Jaguars to reset behind their own net and take it that 200 feet. Bear picks up the loose puck at the blue line. Big save by the goalie. Puck loose in the slot. Jaguars trying to get it out. Keeney, soft touch back into the corner. Taz, a big man on him. Taz, stick handles, feeds it to center ice. Intercepted by Jaguars, and now Jaguars are able to skate it through the neutral zone. Plenty of defense back. Shot. Big blocker saved by the Beast. Puck comes back, plop flying out to the middle. Allers is able to backhand it, and that gets up to Jack Davis. Jack Davis on a breakaway. Getting mean mug from behind, taken down to his feet.
Oh, come on.
No penalty on the play. Puck goes loose through the slot. Patera, shot. Blocker save again. Jaguars dump it wildly out of the zone. Keeney touched it, so no icing will be called. Bear retrieving it behind his own net. One Jaguar attacker loses his stick. Bear recollects at the short wall. Backhands it up to Patera. Patera loses it to the middle. Jaguars bat it back. Some back and forth here in the neutral zone. Ike now on the attack, gets it in the Jaguar zone.
Ooh.
Ike got his feet taken out from under him as he was hitting the middle. Boss can't quite handle it at the blue line. Court right. Soft touch over to Stonebreaker. Two offensive men were back on defense, luckily to save that attack. Soft touch up to Jig. Jig can't handle the pass. That one goes loose into Jaguar territory. Jaguars working their way through the neutral zone. Plenty of Maverick defense back. The shot and a brilliant block with his legs. The boss sent it to the corner. Ike, long pass. Up to T-squared. T-squared. Lots of stick handling, trying to get it up to Courtright. Couldn't quite find him. Jaguars go cross ice right on the tape of Courtright. Courtright tries to go cross ice, intercepted by Jaguars. Boss and Ike handling in their zone, turned over by Jaguars. They fired off the side of the net. Jaguars in a corner battle. Courtright coming in deep to help. Up comes Tremaine. Tremaine up to Heater. Heater outnumbered by defense, gains territory and gets bodied off the puck. Loose puck in the corner. Sorry, that's T-squared. He went face to face with a player in the corner. No penalties called. Courtright, nice body in the corner. Puck continues around the horn. Ike picks it up at the blue line. Almost gets his legs taken out from under him. Here comes T-squared. T-squared trying to shake and bake in the circle. Gets it taken off of his tape. Puck comes loose. That one should, icing's gonna be waved off. We got a fast attacker. Sturba trying to get a hold of it. The attacker loses his footing, but got the puck out towards the middle. Boss with a cross ice pass, gets it up to Allers. One touch to Schneider. Schneider shot from the circle. Big save by the goaltender. Loose puck in the circle. Allers trying to create a turnover. Stirring it up. Not letting the Jaguars get out of their zone here for the moment. They finally do, working their way through the neutral zone, but plenty of Maverick defense back. Nandor creates the turnover. Ties it up on the short wall. Defense fires it in. Fleming fires it back out. Schneider tries to go cross ice. Can't thread the needle through legs. Jaguars reset at the red line. Gain offensive territory. Nandor forces them to the outside. Shot off the side of the net. Nandor picks it up. Now in a corner battle. Feeds it up to Jack. Jack gets an awkward bounce off the boards. Comes out to center ice. Jaguars turnover. And here comes Charlie Patera. All alone. Deekson can't quite get a good shot off. He's still got it in the corner and goes to the middle. Jack Davis can't quite get it to the middle either. Jack around behind the net. Here comes the soft touch over to Fleming. Fleming dumps it in deep. Patera picks it up. Patera behind the net. Lots of defense on him. Jack Davis comes in to help. Jack back to Fleming. Fleming from the blue line fires. Ooh. Deflected wide. Stonebreaker going in on the attack on the short wall. Tap past Nandor. Fleming comes cross ice. Wins the foot race. Circles on his own blue line. Crossing over. Loses control at the opposite blue line. Jaguars coming back the other way. Loose puck in Maverick territory. Pushed back to Fleming. Fleming pop fly off the face mask of Patera. And now back into Jaguar territory. Patera creating another turnover. Off the side of the net. Bounce puck into the slot. Jaguars there to pick it up. Nice poke check. Jaguars just struggling to get it out of their zone. A penalty coming up. Did you see there?
No. It's like is it a trip?
Nope, calling Patera back.
No. Stoney, I think.
Stoney's coming out here. See what the call is. Maybe a trip. I think he might have got tripping.
Yeah,
I think he might have got his stick in the spokes of one of the players when he was trying to knock the puck out. And that created a trip. 6:04 left in the game. Mavericks going on to a... Remember what happened last time they were shorthanded?
Shorthanded
It
goal.
was the Paxson and Allers show, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a couple of centers out there this time. Allers and Tremaine.
Allers and Tremaine out there on offense with the Bear and Keeney on defense. Face-off win back to Jaguars. They try the deflection shot. That one goes to the corner. Tremaine back to attack. A one-touch and a power play goal for the Jaguars. 5:53 left in the game. Jaguars reduced their deficit down to just one goal. Mavericks now only a 2-1 lead. Stonebreaker will come out of the penalty box after that goal. I jinxed him. That was my fault. When you're outmanned and there's a guy in front of the net unguarded, he's going to get an open shot on the net, and that's exactly what happened. Heater, Stonebreaker, Taz out on the face-off drop. Puck comes ahead to Heater. Heater zigzags across the middle. First shot attempt blocked back to his own tape. Feeds off the side of the net. Turned over. Taz there trying to pinch on the short wall. Nice poke check by Taz again. He backhands it back into the zone. Heater on the chase. Jaguars ringing around behind. Heater trying to create the turnover. Loses his footing slightly. Goes to the opposite corner. Rung around the board out to Ike. Ike tried to bash it into the zone. It got blocked by some legs. Ike's going to hustle back to it. Circle at the red line. Gently pass it ahead to Heater. Heater's got nothing but traffic to deal with. Shuts the door. Jaguars tap it back into Mavs territory. Stonebreaker to Boss. Boss zigzagging through the neutral zone. Lots of skates in the way. Heater will pitchfork it on net from the red line. Force the Jaguars to regroup in their own territory. Nice stir up by Patera. Sends it right back in again. 4:45 left in the game. Jaguars picking it up behind their own net. Ringing around the short wall. Nice job by Ike to try and stall it out. Jaguars go cross ice. Gain territory for just a second, but then Mavericks fire it back out of the zone. There's the dump and chase. Nope, bounces off the referee's skates. Fed out to the middle. Patera's there. Stick handles past one. Stick handles past two. Getting attacked. Mobbed by a bunch of Jaguars. Loses control into Jaguar territory. Jaguars resetting behind their own net. Pop fly out of control. It's back to Fleming, who just came off the bench. Up to Tremaine. Nice one touch. Tremaine gains territory. Circles over to Patera. Fleming picks it up. Fires just wide of the net. Puck behind. Jaguars ringing around. Nope. Gets stuck in the referee again. Stalled out in the corner. Back to Fleming. Fleming knuckles the puck into the opposite corner. Jaguars go off the wall to Nandor. Nandor up to Patera. Jaguars back to Nandor. Nandor crossing the blue line. Turns, feeds back to Fleming. Nice move. Fleming, top of the circle, fires just outside the corner. Jaguars with the desperate ice to stop the clock and get the puck out of their own territory. 3:32 left in the game. 2-1, your Mavs in the lead. Mavericks now on a good attack here, out shooting the Jaguars 31-12.
Matt, I talked about it before. Omaha's just got to keep it simple. Get the puck deep, get in there with one guy as your forechecker, and see if you can just keep him hemmed in.
Court right T-squared Allers on the offense with the Bear and Keeney on defense. Jaguars dump it out of the zone. Bear sauces it back in over to Keeney. Keeney, board pass, can't quite get it out of the zone. Jaguars creeping up, shot from the boards. Big save by Beast. Court right, gonna pick it up on the short wall, get it out of the zone. This one likely gonna go all the way down for an ice. T-squared wanted that one. He was on his horse and ready to charge. 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in the game. Icing the puck will bring a face-off back down to Maverick territory with Courtright, Allers, and T-Squared remaining on the ice. Bear and Keeney on defense. Tangled in some feet, Allers pops it out into the neutral zone. Courtright on the forecheck. Cross ice pass by Jaguars, loose control momentarily. T-Squared tangles it up, keeps it from leaving the zone. Courtright going in on the attack. Jaguars circling behind their own net. Trying to get it desperately out of their zone, they do. Creeping through the neutral zone. Outnumbered by Maverick defense. Tangled up slightly, loses their footing in the corner. Keeney picks it up the short wall to Courtright. Courtright's gently up to T-Square. T-Square one-on-one. Stick handle, gets his legs taken out from under him again.
Penalty coming up.
That one's going to be a penalty. That was the same thing that happened to Patera last time he entered the zone like that.
Right.
A little shake and bake, and then just clips the legs and skates and took the legs out from underneath him. So we're going to get a Maverick 5-on-4 power play for the last 2 minutes of the 2:28 left in the game. Ike and the boss on defense. Stoney, Schneider, Sturba on offense. Face-off in Jaguar territory. Nice win by Stoney over to Paxson. Paxson charges the slot.
Crossbar.
Big save off a shot from the Mavs. This one comes back out to Ike. Ike cross to the boss. Boss fires.
Oh.
Big. Oh, almost just went wide. Almost
saw it.
top shelf. Here comes Stoney from the corner over to Ike. Ike to the middle. Schneider back to Ike. Ike to Stoney. Can't do the one-timer. Picks it up in the corner. Tries the fun move between his feet. Gets tangled up in the corner. In comes Sturba to help. Sturba pitchforks it up the short wall. Now Schneider's over there to help. A lot of men tangled in the middle. A centering feed. Sturba can't get his shot off. On one knee. Does a spin move. Off the glass and past the boss. All the way down for an icing. 1 minute and 6 seconds left in the penalty. 1 minute and 33 seconds left in the game. Your Mavs in the lead 2-1 and on this power play. Doing all right?
Yeah.
All right. Face-off coming up in Jaguar territory. Wyatt Tremaine, the birthday boy, out there with Heater and Taz. Nandor and Fleming on D. All the way back to Taz, back to Fleming, fires wide of the net. Heater picks it up, tries to get it to Wyatt, can't. Puck goes loose in the slot. Heater fires his own rebound and gets the goal! Power play goal for the OMA Jr Mavericks. Vinny Heater. Vinny! Worked hard for that one. Crowd is roaring. 1:21 left in the game. 3-1. Mavericks enhance their lead. Taz, Tremaine, and Heater stay out on offense. Puck drops. Poked ahead. Big hit from behind on
Another
Taz.
penalty coming up.
Penalty comes up. Heater gets it behind the net. Gets his legs taken out from under him. That might be a trip as well. They're just going to give the penalty
They'll call the first one.
to the rougher on Taz that got checked from behind. Beast is getting a gentle talking to here. Not sure what's going on.
He might have been skating for the delayed penalty.
Yeah, he skated over for the delayed penalty, I think.
The line change is Allers, Jack Davis, and Patera. Just out of reach of Jack Davis. Patera will get his stick on it, top of the circle. Fire it, well, over. Tried to get the glove on it even though it was wide. Jaguars carrying it out of the zone. Stood up by Nandor at the blue line. Puck still cruising into Maverick territory. Allers doing a good job of blocking the defender. Fleming back to help. Allers comes out of the corner with it, working up the short wall. Cross ice to Patera. Patera, outnumbered by defense, forced to the wall. Getting the puck in deep on the goal line. Pinches to get the puck back. Ends up with the puck in the corner. Fed up back to Fleming. Fleming, top of the circle. Stick handing. Fires. Big save. Loose puck in the slot. Here comes Allers on the rebound. He gets trucked out of the zone, sticked in the neck. Finally, lots of bodies flying. Somebody comes in to rescue Jack Davis as he was getting hit too. Nandor pulling Jack Davis away. A big hit from behind on Allers. He's all right, but the player kept cross-checking him in the neck. He seems to be fine, but the goalie really shooking up for the Jaguars as Mavericks just insisted on being in the crease with the goaltender on that neck crash. 22 seconds left in the game. 3-1, your Mavs in the lead. Face-off coming up in Jaguar territory. Clean win back to Keeney. Keeney fires. Kick saved by the Tendy. Courtright tries to go towards the middle. Blocked by some skates. T-Squared comes in to pick up the loose puck. Stick handling. Gets bodied off the puck. Jaguars fling it out of the zone. Keeney comes in to rescue it. And 5 seconds tick off the clock. Stops behind his own net. Reverse hit on another player. Right as the last second is gone. A little bit of smack talk. They gather around Beast instead. And they embrace their first win of the tournament, 3-1 over the Hyland Jaguars. Let's hear it for your Omaha Mavericks. Just a barrage of shots, 35. I don't know, they're starting to erase them.
It was like 13 or 14, I believe.
So I'm going to say tripled the shots on goal of their opponent. This was a team that was even with them, even pair as we came into this game. So Mavs deserve to be in the top 3 or 4 spot, definitely, as they pull off this strong win over the Hyland Jaguars.
Hard-working goals all the way around for the Junior Mavericks in this game. 3 of them, their high water mark of the 3 games they played so far. And a well-done effort in the game they really needed to have. They went out there and they got it.
Mavericks now, so we've got a game tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow at 3 Mountain, 4 Central, I believe.
So once again, I can't pull it up, can I? Dave Allers.
4 o'clock Central.
We've got an announcement to make here. Again, we'll give a shout out one last time to some fantastic sponsors that we have supporting the Omaha Junior Mavericks. Let's first reach out to Grandpa Joe Chalin. Thank you, Grandpa Joe's Tax Service, Joe Chalin's Tax Service, for your support of the Omaha Junior Mavericks.
Grandpa Joe's Tax Service?
I think if you ask Vinny Heater,
yeah,
especially after the excitement of getting that last power play goal, he's going to call him Grandpa Joe's Tax Service. But Joe Chalin, thank you so much for your support. Also going to thank Charleston Homes, providing the best home building experience since 2007. They're Omaha's voted #1 builder for 2025. Thank you so much, Charleston Homes, for your support. And thank you, Cottonwood Salon, for your support of the Omaha Junior Mavericks as well. Those 3 sponsors you've seen, their logos come up and go throughout our broadcasts, and they're the big sponsors that have donated a lot of cheers and support for the Omaha Junior Mavericks team. And thank you very much. So I'm going to try and pull up a schedule here as well. And
well, Matt, what we should point out today for the Junior Mavericks in this game, a regular a 5-on-5 goal, a shorthanded goal, and a power play goal. The only thing we didn't get is a penalty shot goal.
I didn't realize that. We got it 3 different ways.
Yep.
And that's great. That shows good effort by the Omaha Junior Mavericks.
Well, these are 2 0-2 teams, and this is a team the Junior Mavericks had to beat to get an opportunity to play in the semifinals on Sunday. But of course, they've got a game tomorrow against another good team from the Northern Colorado Youth Hockey Association. They'll play the Junior Eagles tomorrow at 4 o'clock Central Time. And we'll be at a different arena for that one hopefully with way better cellular service and Wi-Fi than this place, which is a great facility. They just don't want you to broadcast games. We found a way, and hopefully the stream held up for everyone. But go ahead, Matt.
So if I look at the statistics, I'm not sure if they've been updated quite yet or not. It looks like before this game, so statistics haven't been updated for this last win for the Omaha Mavericks, but the North Colorado Junior Eagles were 2-0 before we played this game. Likely they had one more game to play.
Yeah.
And so they could have had a win or a loss here.
I was going to say the schedule
Refresh.
is somewhere on this website. Yeah, here you go. Let's see, now hit 28. Yeah, so
Junior Eagles play at 7:15 tonight.
that's Junior Eagles blue, I
Oh,
believe. We're looking for green. They play the Denver Junior Pioneers. Oh, they were playing at 4:30. So what time is it now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 6 o'clock. So that one just hasn't been updated either. That game should be done by now.
Bad
Let
signal.
me
in
refresh
here.
that page and see if you can.
There we go.
No, it's
Still hasn't been updated.
Okay, well, that's all right.
So nonetheless, we'll play a strong opponent
No doubt.
tomorrow morning.
No doubt.
Boys will go rejoice and heal up from their first big victory here in Colorado at the Silver Sticks tournament, and we'll ready to come out guns blazing and skating hard tomorrow morning to face this Junior Eagle team at a new arena, and we're going to be really excited to bring it to you tomorrow morning. So thank you everyone for your support and watching.